Light Yagami from Death Note, created by Tsugumi Ohba and Takeshi Obata, does not kill out of hatred. He does not seek power for its own sake. He simply believes he is the only one who deserves to decide who lives and who dies. With the Death Note in his hands, he becomes judge, jury, and executioner, delivering what he calls justice with a single stroke of his pen. But Light's justice is not about morality, it is about control. His vision of a perfect world has no place for opposition, no room for those who challenge his rule. He begins as a student, a genius with a god complex, but as Kira, he becomes something else entirely. He does not simply kill. He manipulates, deceives, and destroys from the shadows, orchestrating the downfall of anyone who dares stand against him. His greatest weapon is not the Death Note itself, but his ability to outthink, outmaneuver, and outlast everyone around him. His reign is not sustained by brute force, but by absolute, unwavering conviction that he is right. And in the end, that belief is what destroys him. Joe Goldberg from You, created by Carolyn Kepnes, does not see himself as a monster. He believes he is a romantic, a protector, someone who only does what is necessary for love. But Joe's love is not love. It is obsession, possession, a consuming need to control every aspect of another person's life. Joe does not simply stalk his victims. He studies them, molds himself into their ideal partner, weaving himself into their world until they cannot escape. When obstacles appear, he removes them, one by one, with chilling efficiency. His victims never see him coming, never realize the danger until it is too late. And when the blood is on his hands, he does not regret. He rationalizes, he justifies, because in his mind, everything he does is for love. The scariest part? He believes it. Red John from The Mentalist, created by Bruno Heller, is not just a serial killer. He is a phantom, a myth, a force of nature that leaves nothing but horror in his wake. He does not just kill, he plays, he taunts, he turns his victims into symbols, branding their deaths with a signature smiley face drawn in blood. But Red John's true terror is not in his brutality. It is in his reach. He is everywhere and nowhere, hiding in plain sight, controlling people in ways no one can comprehend. He infiltrates law enforcement, manipulates the powerful, and bends the world to his will with unsettling ease. He does not act alone. His influence spreads like a disease, infecting the minds of those who serve him. No matter how close his enemies think they are, he is always one step ahead, always watching. And when the moment is right, he strikes, not out of rage, not out of necessity, but simply because he can. Walter White from Breaking Bad, created by Vince Gilligan, does not begin as a villain. He is a man who wants to provide for his family, a dying teacher looking for a way to secure their future. But power is addictive, and Walter does not just step into darkness. He embraces it. Heisenberg is born not from necessity, but from choice. Walter does not just cook meth, he builds an empire, crushing those who oppose him with ruthless precision. He manipulates those closest to him, destroys lives without hesitation, and convinces himself that every monstrous act is justified. The scariest thing about Walter White is not that he changes. It is that he was always this man. The cancer did not create Heisenberg. It only set him free. Lalo Salamanca from Better Call Saul, created by Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould, does not rule with fear. He rules with charm. He is not just a cartel boss. He is a predator who smiles as he tears his enemies apart. He does not need to threaten. His mere presence is enough to unsettle even the most hardened criminals. Lalo does not just kill. He enjoys it. He does not just hunt. He plays. He moves through life with an unsettling ease, as if the world is his playground and no one can stop him. His intelligence is his deadliest weapon. He sees every angle, anticipates every move, and turns every situation to his advantage. Even when he is outnumbered, even when the odds are against him, he remains calm, because he knows, in the end, he will win. Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy from The Boys, created by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson, is not a hero. He is not even a villain. He is a relic of a time when strength was everything and weakness was a sin. He does not fight for justice. He fights because that is all he has ever known. But Soldier Boy is not just a soldier. He is a weapon, built and molded by those who saw war as an industry. He does not feel guilt, does not question his actions. He does what he was made to do, destroy. He is not invincible, but he does not need to be. He has spent decades honing his brutality, perfecting the art of violence. And when he returns, he does not seek redemption. He seeks to remind the world of what it fears most, a man who has nothing to lose. Lucifer Morningstar. Lucifer Morningstar from Lucifer, created by Neil Gaiman, does not seek to rule hell. He does not crave power, nor does he wish to be feared. He has walked away from his throne, rejecting the role he was given. But no matter how far he runs, he cannot escape who he is. Lucifer does not lie. He does not deceive. He simply offers people the freedom to choose, and in doing so, reveals the darkness they try to hide. He does not force evil upon the world. He simply shows humanity its own reflection. His power is not in destruction, but in temptation, in understanding the deepest desires of those around him. He does not need to take souls. People give them willingly. Mona Lanius from Urbanspook, created by Urbanspook, is not a monster in the traditional sense. She does not stalk. She does not hunt. She simply exists, and in her existence, she unravels reality itself. She is not bound by logic, not restricted by the rules of our world. She moves as she pleases, appearing in places she should not be, whispering truths that should not be known. Those who encounter her do not die, not immediately. Instead, they are consumed by something far worse, the knowledge that she is real, that she is watching, that she is waiting, and that when she finally comes for them, there will be no escape. Part 8 is going to be so much darker. You're not ready for what's coming. Subscribe now.